Howdy everyone. So I want to do another little video here, just kind of showing what I've been working on. This is, I believe this is the F711 bulkhead assembly on the fuselage. This is obviously, since it's such a small profile, this is near the very tail of the aircraft, and this assembly is made up of two pieces. It's 711A, or this is 711A and this is 711B. They're pretty much identical bulkheads, and they get put together back to back, and then these bars here get attached to directly on top of 7A. So a couple of things I want to point out. You'll notice, and I don't know why, but you'll notice that 7B, all of these ears are nicely radiused. The corners are radiused. You can see all these corners are radiused. At 7B, 711B, they are not. I don't know why. And I don't know that it matters. I personally don't think it matters, because when you look at where the holes are located in relation to the tab itself, there's plenty of edge distance all around here. So I did not take the time to round these corners to match these corners. I did soften them with a file when I did my edge cleaning and my deburring. These are not sharp corners by any stretch of the imagination. But that's one thing that I noticed. The other thing that I noticed, I've got the windows open. I thought I heard a deer running around. The other thing that I noticed, since this is on the tail of the aircraft, as the aircraft comes back, it gets thinner. So it appears to me that one bulkhead is ever so slightly bigger than the other. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but there's almost like a step between the two bulkheads, because one bulkhead is physically a little bit fatter than the one that it's riveted to. And what was I going to say about that? Oh, so when I did these rivets down here, it was easier to put the rivets in the way that I have them and rivet them this way than to flip it over and have the rivets coming in here. And the reason is, like I said, one bulkhead seems to be just a little bit bigger than the other, and that gives you more room between the rivet and these ears to get your squeezer in. So for whatever reason, my squeezers seem to fit better with the shop heads on the A side of the assembly, or I'm sorry, the factory head on the A side and the formed shop head on the B side. For whatever reason, I was able to get my squeezer in easier this way. And then you'll notice that the rivets on the bars are opposite, and the only reason I did that is because these bulkheads are so much thinner in material than the thickness of these bars. So I always put the shop head on the thicker material. And of course you have to make the bars. The bars are easy to make. They are actually, the prints are very good with demonstrating how these are made with the measurements, and they're easy to make with a bandsaw. Just make note that when you do the riveting on the assembly, there are the two bottom holes, and the two top holes are not riveted at this time. You also notice that the bars are in their full shape here at the bottom. This is for a tail dragger. If you're doing a tricycle gear aircraft, the instructions show you how you can taper these down. I'm not sure why. I think it has something to do with the tail wheel mounts back here, and you want this extra material back here for that. And what else? Oh, here, I'm going to step off camera real quick. You have to make another piece of angle, which is part of this assembly. And again, the instructions are very clear on how to make this piece of angle. This is F711 Delta. This piece fits on the top, and it gets riveted in place. And then, if you can imagine this on the aircraft, It sits like that, and then you have your shelf comes back this way. And the instructions tell you not to rivet this at this time. Wait until you have this in an assembly, and then you can fit this angle exactly where it needs to be and rivet it both to these uprights, and you can also position it so it will rivet nicely to your deck plate here. What I like to do is I like to make these pieces when I get to them. So this piece was part of this assembly, so I went ahead and made it, although I'm not going to mark it, I'm not going to drill it, I'm not going to do anything else to it until I get to the point where I actually have to assemble it. Alright, so that's this bulkhead. I am now going to move on to some of the other bulkheads, and I'll get some footage of those as well.